Good evening, children. Today we are going to continue the chemical bonding lesson. Characteristics of covalent bond. Characteristics of covalent bond. Yesterday I have explained the factors favoring covalent bond, ionic bond. Now I am explaining the factors favoring covalent bond. Which are the factors favoring covalent bond? Both atoms have similar electronegativities. Both atoms have uh, both atoms are electron deficient species. Electron deficient species. That means both are non-metals. They have both atoms are electron deficient species, electron seeking species. Then small size, they are very small. Atoms are very small in size. High electron affinity, they have high electron affinity. Fourth one, they are having the valence electron, the unpaired electron present in the valence electron have opposite spin. See, one atom have clockwise spin, other atom have anti-clockwise spin. Then only they form covalent bond. Next, fifth one is they have high ionization enthalpy. Both atoms have high ionization enthalpy. Because they are electron deficient species, I have high electronegativities and electron affinity, all those characters. They have high ionization enthalpy. Meaning is, if you are going to take one electron from the outermost cell of the atom, is very difficult. High energy is needed because high effective nuclear charge. Small size atom. Atoms are small, so high effective nuclear charge. Electron affinity, high electron affinity, tendency of gaining electron. Affinity means tendency of gaining electrons. So it gains electrons. So that's why it is a high electron affinity. Unpaired electron present in these are the factors which favors covalent bond. Both atoms are electron deficient species. So they form covalent bond. Because both needs electrons, so they share their electrons. Both of them share their electrons to attain the stable noble gas configuration. That's the first point. These are the factors which favors the covalent bond. This is very important. Why covalent bond is formed? What are the factors favorable for the formation of covalent bond? Both atoms have electron seeking species, so both atoms share their electron to attain the stable gas configuration. Example, chlorine. Yesterday I wrote a chlorine covalent bond. Then small size have high effective nuclear charge. Small size means the nucleus power is more. High electron affinity, tendency of gaining electron. Here ionic bonding having high electron positivity. Here we hear electron affinity. Unpaired electron present in the outer cell have opposite spin. One electron having clockwise. This is one atom have clockwise rotation, other one is anti-clockwise rotation. So these are they have high ionization enthalpy. These are the 5 factors which favors the chemical bond. Next one is characteristics of covalent bond. First character is covalent bond. They have no melting and boiling point. Second point, they have no melting and boiling point. Second point, They molecules, they contribute in the form of molecules. They contribute in form of molecules. Molecules. They are not soluble in. They are not soluble in water. Soluble in. They are not soluble in water except glucose. Glucose, alcohol, etc. Because they form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This we will discuss later in this chapter. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. With water molecule. Fourth point. They are bad conductors of electricity. They are bad conductors of electricity. So, non-polar compounds or covalent compounds are bad conductors of electricity. They cannot conduct electricity. They are because they are present in the form of molecules. Therefore, no free electrons present in them. So that is bad conductor of electricity. In ionic bond, the free electron is present. The free electron is responsible for the conductivity. In this covalent bond, they present in molecule chlorine, Cl2, N2, diatomic molecules. So in that their valence is satisfied. There is no extra electrons for conducting the electricity. They themselves have lack of electrons, so they share their electrons. No extra electrons present in them. That's why they are bad conductor of electricity. Okay, they contribute in the form of molecules. They are not soluble in water, but soluble in organic solvent. Organic solvent. So these are the four important characteristics of covalent bond. Bond length. Fifth point is bond length. Bond length. Double bond is double bond. Carbon double bond carbon is 14% smaller than single bond. Single bond. And triple bond is approximately 23% smaller than carbon single bond. So this is the fifth point. So according to bond length, single bond is the length higher, double bond length less, triple bond is still less. So this is approximately some percentage analysis given. Next one is characteristics of ionic bond. Yesterday I forgot to tell this characteristics of ionic bond. Yesterday I am explaining the factors favoring for ionic bond. What are the factors? Just to recall: high ionization enthalpy, low ionization enthalpy, and high charge in the ions, high lattice enthalpy. All these 3 points explained in the last class. Now I am just telling the characteristics of ionic bond. They have high melting and boiling point. They have high melting and boiling points. Melting and boiling point. They conduct electricity. Because of the presence of ions. Because of the presence of positive negative ions. Third one, they are soluble in water. Fourth point, they are present in the in the form of ions, in the form of ions, ions like that. Positive Na plus Na giving Na plus 1 electron. This Na plus react with Cl minus gives NaCl. This is one example for ionic bonding. So they are characteristic of ionic bond. They have high melting and boiling point. They are solids. They conduct electricity because of the movement of electrons. What is ionic bond? The transfer of electron from the electropositive element to electronegative element. So electrons are shifted from one atom to other atom. This leads the conductivity. They are soluble in water. Ionic compounds are soluble in water because water containing high dielectric constant. So water easily separates the molecule into ions. That's why they are soluble in water. The old bond present in the salt easily break, and the new bond is formed with water molecule. That is their solubility factor. They are present in the form of ions. So these are the characteristics of ionic bond. Now I am going to tell about the types of covalent bond. Types of covalent bond. Polar covalent bond. Second one is non-polar covalent bond. Polar covalent bond in the sense polar means charge separation, both having different electronegativities. Compounds having example HCl, hydrochloric acid. Hydrogen is less electronegative than chlorine. Chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen. Chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen. Okay, so it takes the electron of hydrogen. It takes the shared electron of hydrogen to attain partial negative charge. So hydrogen lagging of electron leads to partial positive charge in hydrogen. This produces polarity. So in hydrochloric acid, polar covalent bond. In hydrochloric acid, hydrogen is less electronegative than in a duckworth competition. The rope pulling. In the rope pulling competition, one side heavy weight persons are there, other side less weight persons are there. The highest weight person pulling the less weighting person towards themselves. Like that, more electronegative element takes the electron from the less electronegative element. Therefore, charge separation taking between them. This is actually two electrons are like this. Chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 electrons. 2 electrons here, 8 electrons here. This is stable. One shared pair of electrons. After the reaction, the electrons are moved towards the nearer to chlorine. Because of higher electronegativity, delta minus, delta plus. Because of the higher electronegativity of the chlorine atom, this produces the polarity, and this is called polar covalent bond. So next I am going to tell about the non-polar covalent bond. Let us take iodine. Two molecules of iodine. Homonuclear, homoatomic molecules are non-polar in nature. Non-polar because equal charges, the equal electronegativities present in same type of atoms. Homo means same. Same type of atoms. Therefore, no charges or no movement of no electronegative, no electrons move from one atom to another. Let us see example. Iodine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another iodine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is for 8 electrons. One shared pair of electrons. Same type of atoms, therefore no movement of the electrons. The electrons present in the center as itself. There is no movement, there is no charge. Here no delta minus delta plus delta. No charge separation. Having same charges. These type of compounds are called non-polar. Let us see chlorine. Chlorine Cl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this. 8 electrons, one shared pair of electrons. The electronegativity of this chlorine are same. Therefore, no electrons moving here and there, no charge separated here. So this is called non-polar covalent bond. They are called. So I have explained polar covalent bond and non-polar covalent bond. Polar means charge separated. One is highly electronegative, other is less electronegative. Therefore, the high electronegative element attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. I told you the Dagwar story. In a Dagwar process, weight persons are in one side and less weight persons are other side. The weight persons pulling the rope on them. So if this is happen in the games, same type, the more of electronegative elements take the electron from the shared pair of electron from the less electronegative element to attain negative charge, partial negative charge. If electron is given, means the next atom attains the partial positive charge. Now I am going to draw the Lewis dot structures. Lewis dot structure for carbon monoxide. First step one. Count the valencies of carbon and oxygen. Carbon electronic configuration, outermost cell is 2s2, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay, 2s2, 2p2. Oxygen electronic configuration to valence cell. Here 2s2, 2p4, valence cell electrons. Only valence cell electrons are coming for bonding. Inner cell electrons never coming any bonding. So we have to count only the valence cell electrons. 4 plus 6 equal to 10 electrons. Next step. Step 2. Draw the skeletal structure. Carbon, oxygen. Third point, step 3. Step 3. Draw a single bond between carbon and oxygen. So carbon, single bond oxygen. Now we have to, single bond means that it is a combination of 2 electrons. Remaining electrons, 8 electrons are there. So we have to write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons. Okay. While we are writing like this, is that valency satisfied? Step 4, we have to check the valency of carbon is not satisfied. So now if you are checking this only 4 electron here only 6 electron here, so it is not satisfied. It is not satisfied. So we have to draw again. Valencies are not satisfied. Draw multiple bonds. Draw multiple bonds to resolve the problem. Now I am going to draw multiple bonds. Carbon 1, 2, 3. Oxygen 1, 2, 3. 2 electrons here. 2 electrons here. How many electrons remaining? 2 electrons here. Now we have to draw the structure like this. Totally how many electrons here? 6 plus 2, 8 electrons. 6 plus 2, 8 electrons. Here 3 shared pair of electrons. 3 shared pair of electrons. So we can draw the structure like this. See, carbon, triple bond, carbon, 2 electrons. This is also correct. So these are the steps for writing. First you have to count the valencies of carbon and oxygen, valence electrons. Count the total valencies, total valence electrons. Count the total valence electron of carbon and oxygen. Carbon atomic number 6. Atomic number 6. Out of this 1s2 is inner cell, so it will not come. So 2s2, 2p2. Oxygen atomic number 8. 1s2 is an inner cell, so it will not come. 2s2, 2p4. So we can write this 4 plus 6 equal to 10 electrons. Draw the skeletal structure. Skeletal means carbon, oxygen like this. Then draw the single bond between the carbon and oxygen. So we have to draw the single bond. Remaining bond we have to write it in the surrounding. But when you are seeing this structure, carbon also not stable, oxygen also not stable. So we compensate the problem. We have to draw multiple bonds between the carbon and oxygen atoms. Now 3 multiple bonds, 3 shared pair of electrons. 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 2, 8. 8 electrons in the outer cell, carbon stabilized. 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 2, 8. 8 electrons in the 8 electrons present in the oxygen, so oxygen also satisfied. Now we are going to draw one more structure, Lewis structure for NO2 minus. Lewis structure for NO2 minus. First write step 1, count the total valence electrons of nitrogen and oxygen. If negative charge present means add the number. Okay, now I am going to tell nitrogen atomic number 7. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. 2s2, 2p3 is valence electrons. Oxygen atomic number 8. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. This is called valence electrons. So we have to count the valence electron now. 5 plus how many? 2 into 6 plus 1. Totally how many? 18 electrons. So now I find that valence electron is 18. Step 2. Now step 2. Draw the skeletal. Draw the skeletal structure. Skeletal structure. How to draw the skeletal structure? Nitrogen with 2 oxygen. Oxygen, oxygen. So, next step is step 3. Draw single bond. Draw single bond between them. So now we have to draw a single bond. Nitrogen, single bond, oxygen, nitrogen. The remaining single bond means 2 electrons. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 electrons over, remaining 14 electrons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Remaining 2 electrons, 6 okay. So totally how much electrons are? 6, 8, 10, 12, 18 electrons. Step 4. No octet structure. No octet structure attained. Octet structure formed. Octet structure means each atom is surrounded by 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So we can frame multiple bonds. Multiple bonds. Bond between nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen. Dear children, see how many electrons are 8 is satisfied. Here also 8 satisfied. But in the nitrogen part, only 6 electrons are there. So nitrogen, the valency lagging. So we can adjust the equation now. Now we have to check the structure. How many electrons present in nitrogen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons. So here also completed. So we can write like this. Oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oxygen here 8 electrons. Nitrogen here 8 electrons. Oxygen, 1 more oxygen, here 8 electrons. So this and this are same. So in this second example, first we have to count the total number of valence electrons of nitrogen and oxygen. Count the total numbers, get the electrons. Draw the rough structure, skeletal structure. Draw a single bond between them and write the remaining electrons, surrounding electrons. The valency is not satisfied. So we can draw multiple bond between nitrogen and oxygen. While drawing a multiple bond, we will get the octet structure for oxygen, nitrogen and oxygen. Now, okay. Now I am going to tell you about the formal charge. Formal charge of. Now I am going to tell about formal charge for ozone. Formal charge for ozone, O3. Formal charge is the charge strength of each oxygen present in the ozone molecule. Formal charge formula, formal charge equals to total number of valence electron of the atom minus total number of non-bonding lone pair electrons, non-bonding electrons, minus half into total number of bonding electrons, shared electrons, that is nothing but shared electrons. This is the formula. Let us take O3. Structure is like this. So this is the structure. This is first oxygen, second oxygen, third oxygen. Formal charge for first oxygen. Now I am going to write the formal charge. Formal charge for first oxygen. Formal charge for first oxygen. What is the valence electron? Valence oxygen, we know that 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. This is the valence electron. Inner cell, this is inner cell electron. So 6. How many electrons? 6 electrons. Valence electrons. 6 valence electrons. 6 valence electrons. Minus how many non-bonding lone pair of electrons? These 2 electrons are not involved in any bonding. So 2. 6 minus 2. How many electrons are half minus half into how many electrons are bonding here? We have to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 electrons are involved in bonding, right? So half into 6 we have to write like this. Half into 6. Now we have to close the bracket. So how many electrons totally involved we have to check. 6 minus 2 equal to 4. Again 4 minus 3 equal to 1. So 1 is the formal charge of the first atom. So first you have to write total number of valence electrons. Each oxygen have 6 is the valence electron. Lone pair of electron. Lone pair non-bonding. These 2 electrons not involve any bonding. So 6 minus 2. Minus half into total number of bonding electrons. This oxygen is linked with how many bonds? Totally this oxygen is linked with this oxygen and this oxygen. Therefore here 4 electrons, here 2 electrons. 6 electrons. 6 electrons are linking. So 4 minus 3 equal to 1. Now we are going to write the formal charge for second oxygen. Formal charge. Second oxygen. You have to know how valence electron 6. We know that each oxygen has valence electron 6. How many lone pair of electrons? 4 minus half into how many bonded electron? 4. Because this 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this oxygen only linked with this oxygen only. Therefore 4. The first oxygen linked with this oxygen as well as this oxygen. Therefore 6 electron. Here only this oxygen linked with this oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons. So you can write like this. 6 minus 4 minus 2. Right? Therefore 0. Charge will be formal charge for second oxygen is 0. Next one. Third oxygen. Formal charge for third oxygen. Valence electron 6. Minus how many lone pair of electrons here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 6. Minus half into how many electrons are linked with 2? Only 2 electrons bond. This oxygen directly bonded with this oxygen. So total number of bonding electrons from this oxygen and this oxygen is 2 only. Therefore 2. We can write it now. 6 into 6 minus 6 equal to 0. 0 minus half into 2 minus 1. So actually minus 1. Now we have to write the formal charge of these oxygens. Oxygen, first oxygen, second oxygen, third oxygen, first, second, third. This oxygen, first oxygen formal charge equal to 1 plus 1. Second oxygen charge equal to 0. Third oxygen charge equal to minus 1. So in this way we can find the formal charge of ozone. First we have to write the formula of formal charge. That is charge strength of each atom in the molecule. For polyatomic molecules we can find the strength of each strength of each molecule by using this formal charge method. Total number of valence electron minus total number of bonding electron, non-bonding electron minus half into total number of bonding electron is the formula. One example given as ozone. I have first you have to write the structure, mention which is first electron, second, third, first atom, second atom, third atom. You have to separate it, slow down in that. After that you have to use the formula for each oxygen atom, find answer for each, and after the finding you have to put the charge on each oxygen. So the valence electron for all the oxygen is 6 only, and then you have to see the structure, put the values, easily you can find the answer. Thank you students, God bless you. Next class we will meet, and next class we will discuss about valence bond theory, then for characteristics of the ionic compound, the remaining some part, dipole movement, all those things we can, Fajan's rule and all we will discuss in the next class. Have a nice day, study all the things I have given, take notes on this. Thank you.